right. Next. Next. Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham is a very intriguing construct to me. I call him a construct because I have a hard time seeing some of these people, Lindsey Graham being one of them, as being totally or even predominantly human. No, I do. I see Lindsey Graham as having, if not equal parts, at least varying parts of, I don't know. First of all, human, yes, of course. But something else. There are other aspects of people like Lindsey Graham that I, not being a philosopher, not being having the sort of insight necessary to identify these other parts, I can't quite put my finger on. But there is a huge aspect of Lindsey Graham, among others. Kevin McCarthy's another one. Mitch McConnell's another one. That, to me, a huge part that is lacking that would make them fully human. And I don't know particularly what that part would be. But Lindsey Graham, to me, is first and foremost, above everything else, a coward. An absolute coward. Or as we used to say when we were kids, a chicken shit coward. Absolutely true. Lindsey Graham, I don't know what he wants. He's never going to be president. He's never going to be vice president. He's kind of reached the peak of just being a senator from South Carolina. He's never going to be the Senate Majority Leader. Or is he? Lindsey Graham said yesterday that he would not support Mitch McConnell for re-election as the Senate Republican leader if McConnell did not have what Lindsey calls a working relationship with the Antichrist, Donald Trump. Graham told Fox News whore Sean Hannity, quote, "Elections are about the future. If you want to be a Republican leader in the House or the Senate, you have to have a working relationship with President Donald Trump. You see, Trump is the most consequential Republican since Ronald Reagan. And he could very easily win the Republican nomination if he wanted it and be reelected president in 2024. Graham goes on. So here's the question. Can Senator McConnell effectively work with the leader of the Republican Party, Donald Trump? I'm not going to vote for somebody that can't have a working relationship with President Trump to be a team, to come up with an America First agenda, because if you can't do that, you will fail." End quote. Oh my God. It's like some incubus has taken up residence inside Lindsey Graham and is speaking. Remember, after the January 6th riot, organized, paid for, inspired by Donald Trump, the insurrection, Lindsey Graham said this on the floor of the Senate, quote, "Trump and I, we've had a hell of a journey. I hate it to end this way. But today, all I can say is, count me out. Enough is enough." End quote. And then about a month later, if you'll remember, having gone to the mountain, well, sort of, Mar-a-Lago, and apparently bowed before Trump, and you can fill in the blanks there as to what he was doing on his knees in front of Trump. But after that, Graham rushed to Trump's defense, and he became an even more vocal supporter of the orange vomit. And last February, he pronounced on the Fox sewer that the Trump movement, interpret that any way you want, was, quote, alive and well. And he called Trump, and this is a case of damning with overt praise. He called Trump, quote, the most potent force in the Republican Party, end quote. the most potent force in the Republican Party. But, Lindsay, bitch, there is no Republican Party anymore. And you know this, Lindsay. You know this. You fuckers have become fascist Christians who worship at the altar of Trump. You have signed your souls over to the Antichrist. And Lindsay, I know that you're a fascist Christian. I know you make a big deal about your religion. It's times like this when I wish all of this Christian bullshit was real. No offense, Tom Hartman. Sorry. I wish all this Christian bullshit was real because I would like to have the full and certain knowledge, which I would have if I were a believing Christian, that your ass is going to hell. And the rest of you too. But I just can't get there, Lindsay. I just can't. I think you're a filthy human being. I really do. I think you're evil. I just think you're evil. The idea that you would follow someone as vile and become a chief filater for somebody as horrible as Donald Trump. So based on Lindsey Graham's warning, and that's what it is to Mitch McConnell, an absolute warning, that unless Mitch McConnell does the same thing that Lindsey Graham has done, and that is get on his knees, McConnell, get on his knees before Trump, and, well, your imagination is broader than my vocabulary, so you can imagine what the next thing would be. But unless Mitch McConnell does that, Lindsey Graham is not going to support him to be the Senate Majority Leader when the Christian Fascist Party takes over the Senate after the 2022 election this year. And that should tell, I'm sure it says something to Mitch McConnell. The loyalty of the members of your caucus, Mitch, are not really loyal at all. Their loyalty is tissue paper thin. They're going to go where the power is, dude. And if they don't think you have the power anymore, it doesn't make any difference your experience or how much of a prick you are or what you've done to destroy democracy. They're not going to hang with you, Mitch. They're going to hang with the real fucking crazies in the fascist Christian Party. People like, well, Lindsey Graham, Kevin McCarthy, Ted Cruz. So it's a clear warning to Mitch McConnell. Shape up or ship out. It must be hell being Mitch McConnell. You know, in the first place, most of his colleagues in the Senate understand that he is an agent of the Chinese communists. And that what he does furthers communism in other countries. Mitch is more interested in Christian fascism. But wasn't it the Russians who decided to open a big-ass plant of some sort in Kentucky? And then at the last minute, I think they pulled back and said, we're going to wait and see how much you're going to suck up to Xi Jinping, because we want you to suck up to Vladimir Putin, and you're not sucking the right way, Mitch. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.